What is up, guys and girls, and welcome to a new series on my channel. It's just a short series with the beta while it's out. So it's going to be called The Struggle at St James's Park. The save is going to be played live on Twitch. So if you want to see any of the live comms, then just hop over to my Twitch and watch them via the VODs on there. What I'm going to do on my YouTube channel is I'm just going to sort of review what's gone on. It'll probably be like 3, maybe 4 episodes per season. It's just going to maybe be 1 or 2 seasons to see how we do. And as you can see, just by looking above, I've got an A so far with the manager performance, and the board are absolutely delighted with the way you are leading the team. I don't want to give too much away. I don't think I've tried to find a page where there's not too much that I've given away just yet, because I personally am absolutely astounded at how well we're doing at the minute. As you can see right at the top there, that side, sorry, by where it says Club Vision, it says Job Security Untouchable, which is awesome. Notable highlights: the board are pleased with our convincing 9-0 Premier League victory over Sheffield United. We'll touch on that in just a second. Pleased with KSI, I call him KSI, Ki Sung Young's recent performances. Again, there's something we need to touch on with that as well, which is a bit annoying. Pleased with Alan St Maximin's recent performance, as am I. He is easily one of the best players we've got. The club vision, basically, we were told we wanted to sign players under the age of 22 for the future. So far, they're satisfied with that. We'll get into the signings in just a second. Play attacking football. We're very pleased with that. We're playing attacking football. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. So they're delighted with that one. Do not sign players over the age of 30. They're reserving judgment on that one. We haven't signed anyone over the age of 30 yet, and hopefully we won't have to. So the 5-year plan is maintain self-sustainability. I may add that there's talks of being taken over and stuff, but we're not being taken over just yet. We are still under the control of Fat Man Ashley. So maintain self-stability, work within the wage budget, which we're on course to do. Finish mid-table in the Premier League. They're very pleased with that. We're doing well there. FA Cup reach 5th round minimum, and the EFL Cup reach 4th round minimum. As you can see, Kylex player's contract expires at the end of this season. They haven't offered me a new contract yet, so that's still something. They're looking to sell the club, looking to sell the club, looking to sell the club, looking to sell the club. That's just Mike Ashley all over. So let's start with the transfers. So all we've done is we've brought in Alfredo Morelos. I can't say his name. I keep getting his name wrong. From Rangers for 18.5 million. We needed someone who was going to be able to score goals. He hasn't hit the ground running as yet, but he's getting there. He's scoring a couple, and he's also giving Joe Linton a bit of a boost as well, because obviously he's got a bit more, competition, if you like. So all these signings before were made by Steve Bruce. So yeah. Alfred Morelos from Rangers, 18.5 million. A lot of these have gone out on loan. We've sold Yannick Touré to Leicester. Actually, this was completely by accident. I didn't mean to do that, but we've done it. So we just have to deal with it. He is a good-looking player, and he's looking good. For 18 years old, he's looking good for the future. But we done that by accident. So Victor Fernandez has gone on loan to Northampton. Savet has gone to Al Wahida for 1.2 million. Jack Cole back to Cardiff on a loan. Daniel Langley to Altrincham on a loan, and Jamie Sterry has gone to Union Berlin for 110k. So there's the transfers. Just a quick overlook at the transfers. Now let's go to the competitions, and there we are, sitting comfortably in second place. Well, not comfortably, but we're in second place. We're Newcastle and we're in second place. The board expectation is to finish mid-table. The board confidence is 89%. Absolute blinding stuff. And 7 games in, we've lost 1. 14 points, and Liverpool are above us. So yeah, we are well and truly out of the relegation mire that Newcastle find themselves in real life, which is good. But we're above Man United, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City even. But that won't be very long because they've got a game in hand. So let's have a look at the schedule. So we had a decent pre-season, drawing only 1 game. We started off with this team, Jagielka Bialystok, whatever they're called. We won 3-2. Maximin, Longstaff and Willems on the score sheet. Then we went away to Walwick, RKC Walwick, and won 2-0 with Joe Linton and Matt Ritchie scoring. Topos away, 5-0. Joe Linton, Matt Ritchie scoring a brace and KSI scoring a brace. I just call him KSI because it's easier. Then we played away at Volendam and won 2-0. Again, KSI and Joe Linton. Joe Linton's performance in the friendlies were much better than they are in the league, to be fair. Then we went and played our first home friendly against Dynamo Kiev, and we drew 0-0. Not a bad result really, because we all know that Dynamo Kiev are pretty good. Then we played Fenerbahce at home, another top European team, and we beat them 3-2 with Shelby scoring an early penalty to get us off the mark. Then St Maximin and Matt Ritchie adding to that to complete the tally of the 3 goals. Then we played another home friendly against Vitoria and we won 1-0 with Shelby scoring before Achuri was sent off in the 82nd minute. Then we come on to the Premier League games. Now we played Crystal Palace at home and we drew 2-2. Morelos playing his first game and also getting his first goal. That was his debut game and he did well, finishing the game on a 7.3. Ki Sung-young scored the penalty, which is awesome. So that finished 2-2. I was a bit gutted, but we both got a penalty and it's just one of them really. We went 1-0 down, then we came back, then we went ahead and then they came back. So it was just one of them. The Burnley game, 0-0 draw. Away from home, that was the only piece of good fortune that we got from that game, because you don't mind the odd 0-0 draw if it's away from home. Generally the players played pretty well and we deserve more, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. We got our first win of the season, competitive season, against Norwich away, 2-1. Patrick Roberts scoring the equaliser, Ki Sung-young getting a brace that gave us all 3 points in the Premier League. Then we went played Sheffield Wednesday in the EFL Cup second round, which we won 3-0. Ki Sung-young penalty again on the 3rd minute. Matt Ritchie adding to his tally on the 18th minute and Isaac Hayden completing the trio of goals. Then we suffered our first loss at home against Liverpool. Now we went 1-0 up. Sean Longstaff had an absolute screamer from outside the box, proper Longstaff goal. Then Trent Alexander came back and equalised 3 minutes later, and we held our own for quite a while until Salah and Firmino decided no, now's the time to turn it on, and turn it on they did. The counter-attacks, both of them were lightning quick, and there was not really much we could do, to be fair. So I was a bit gutted because we did well up until the last half an hour, but it was a typical sort of like smash and grab from Liverpool. Then we went and played Liverpool's neighbours away and we managed to get a 2-1 win. Now we went 2-0 up with Willems and Joe Linton scoring the goals. Willems' goal was an absolute smash from outside the area, top corner, absolute beautiful goal. And then Manquillo got sent off in the 77th minute, and that allowed them to come onto us. And literally for the last 20 minutes, we were getting absolutely hammered. We dropped back to defensive play, and we couldn't stop Pastore getting his goal, but we did manage to hold on to see the game out and take a 2-1 win. Then we played a home game against Aston Villa, 3-1. Ki Sung-young, this time not from the penalty spot, 31 minutes. Morelos, 33 minutes, 2 minutes later. And St Maximin scores to make it 3 goals. Juan P scored late on as literally a consolation. It wasn't anything special. And Andy Carroll came on as a sub. We're starting to get him to play a few minutes now because he's came back from injury and I wanted to start him playing. So we did. He got a couple of minutes in, I think it was like the last 15 minutes or something. Not even enough to get rated, but we kept on the top of the game and we won 3-1. Then we went into the EFL Cup 3rd round, which we needed to win to appease the board. They wanted us to get into the 4th round of the FA Cup, and we managed it by beating Swansea 4-1. Again, we had, the best of the first half. Literally, Sean Longstaff scoring the first goal and our last goal, and Ki Sung-young, typical penalty goal, and St Maximin scoring to make it 4. Darren Fletcher scored just before half time, and a goalless second half meant that we run away 4-1 winners in the third round of the FA Cup. And the final game of this episode that we're going to go through is the 9-0 thumping that we've just played in the Premier League against Sheffield United. Now, we were 3-0 up. Kraft scored and Ki Sung-young scored a penalty, and on the 34th minute before Ender Stevens was sent off. So we were 3-0 up when Ender Stevens was sent off. And I don't know how important Ender Stevens is for this team, but Jesus Christ, they just imploded. From then on, we just scored and scored and scored. You got Jetro Williams scoring in the 50th minute, Kraft on the 55th minute, Morelos on the 54th minute, Sean Longstaff on the 59th minute, Sean Longstaff again on the 64th minute, Maximin on the 82nd minute, and Kraft obviously on the 55th minute as well. We absolutely tore them a new one, and that is, I wasn't comfortable watching it, to be fair. It was absolutely crazy. I didn't know what was going on, but we'll take it. We'll take it. I'm not gonna say it's a bug, even though we are second in the league currently. It's crazy, but it's not a bug. So that is how far we've gone so far. So we've played to the end of September. We're second in the league. Only just. Actually, I did want to just have a look quickly at our goal difference. Our goal difference is 11, which is still better than Man City's. We've got the second best goal difference in the league, which is awesome. A couple of things I did want to talk about was Ki Sung-young. Let's just go into... He's on the last year of his contract. He doesn't want to sign a new contract. Something about he's not going to get a new work permit or something, so he wants to leave, otherwise he's going to leave on a free. So I'm keeping him because obviously he's doing a job for us. He's literally our top goal scorer. He's absolutely phenomenal. 8 goals in 8 games. Like, how can we... But he won't sign a new contract. He literally will not sign a new contract. He wants to leave at the end of his contract. I've played him in every game. He doesn't want to stay. So I'm hoping I can sort of make him come round and actually keep him at some point. If not, he's going to be a huge loss because, like I said, top goal scorer, 8 goals in 8 games, 8 average rating. Absolutely fantastic. We haven't signed any players under the age of 22, as we've already been through the signings. We've only signed Morelos so far. So we've not signed anyone for the future, but we have signed the Morelos, which fits in the under 23s. So we're actually doing pretty well. The only other thing I changed was I brought in some staff because Steve Bruce's men were literally like well under. They were like here. They were well under the average. So I've even had to get rid of Shola Amiobi as my loan manager, and we've brought in Keek Gonzalez. We brought in a couple of more scouts, I think, and then we brought in some fitness coaches as well. Galindo, Joel Batts, and I think that's Sanko Svettanov as the assistant manager, and that's taken us above, all the average. So that's okay for the first couple of months of this save, and that is what we're looking at sort of building. We will build the staff as we go. We will obviously sign more players as we go. But for this episode, that is pretty much it. And I'm happy to say that things are going very, very well. 89% board expectation. Reached 5th round minimum, so we haven't even entered the 3rd round yet. But, we'll see how we get on in the FA Cup. We don't really ever do well in cups, but we have already reached the 4th round of the Carabao Cup, which we were playing Bournemouth, which is our first away tie in the Carabao Cup. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any future uploads. I am also doing some experiment videos this year, which I don't usually do, so keep your eyes peeled for them as well. Hopefully they're just as entertaining. And like I said, if you want to follow along with this season, make sure you check out my Twitch channel as well, because that's where I'm playing the live comms. I mean, even if it's not while I'm live, you can still, go over to my Twitch channel and watch the VODs after if you wanted to. If you want to leave a message in the comments, feel free to do so. I will always try and message back. Thanks for watching, guys. You've been great. I've been Kylex. Peace out.